the community, in terms of the number of black students, was so small that it was really difficult for them to find the type of support that they needed. I mean, they could walk across campus for the entire day without seeing someone else who looked like them. So my office became a safe haven for so many students. My office became the Black Cultural Center.
When I attended Virginia Tech, there was no Black Cultural Center, but we had the plan and the vision for it. And so my last year at Virginia Tech as a student, one of my primary goals was to get an approval through the ranks, the faculty, etc., for this Black Cultural Center. And we didn't know what it would look like or where it would be, but we were pushing for it.
The students were the ones, of course, who made the requests, who work and petition, to get a space. They were the ones who demonstrated the need, who presented the need to the administration and got the attention of the administration so that it finally became a reality.
I was here a little bit before it opened, late October. I came to Blacksburg for the very first time. I then had the grand opening in November, and that's when I was officially made coordinator.
Oh, the opening was wonderful. The students were so excited to finally have a place that they could come, and it was almost like having a home on campus.
Well, they wanted it to be their home, and it definitely was their home.
The BCC being on campus is where, as a community, we're recognized, and it draws questions of what is it to other students that aren't aware of it, and it gives us a chance to explain who we are, what the Black community is about, and that we're present on campus.
Why is there a Black Culture Center? Why isn't there a White Culture Center? Well, a white student said that to a black student, that this doesn't even make sense. Why do you have a Black Culture Center? And Saeed Richardson was the young man who responded. He said, well, look around. Virginia Tech is a White Cultural Center. This is just one part of it.
The BCC for me was home base, is where I operated out most days.
The BCC was like the chill spot. Like that was where, for me, where I would go and meet up with friends, like after class, you'd be like, oh, I'm in Squires, okay? Well, let's meet at the BCC.
A lot of the Black community was always hanging out there just randomly throughout the day, so you can meet new people. A lot of great discussions in there also.
Especially when I moved off campus, it was really a home away from home, in the sense that in between classes and even just, for study breaks, I was really able to go there and just sort of relax.
It's one of the few spaces on campus where I feel comfortable enough just to be.
One of my fraternity brothers, Brian Roberts, was one of the main guys that helped start that out. So for me, it was just a place where I know I could go kind of rest and enjoy. We didn't see a lot of Black folks on campus, unfortunately, just the way the campus was set up outside of the locker room. So there was a place for me to go and get to know other students that weren't athletes.
Spring 2000, dawning of the Kente ceremony, and all of my family coming in town for that moment. Standing in front of the mural that's outside of the Black Cultural Center.
I was pleased when my father and I were asked to sponsor the mural that sits outside the Black Cultural Center, probably particularly because of the story that it depicts, but also because the title of it is Legacy, which is something very special for my father being an earlier graduate and certainly myself.
And I just remember in that moment that we all went to Virginia Tech. We all graduated, and I was just so proud.
It's significant to the life story of this university, and particularly to the students who have embraced this particular space.
I believe it's a place for all students to admire and to take part in, to learn about a culture that may be different from theirs. And it's also a place for people of the African American culture to reflect on their own experiences and to share and to speak out about issues that might be important or pertain within their community.
The root that binds us together is deeper than the branches that separate us. And the cultural centers that you see here are just branches that show that, yes, we do have differences on this campus, but they're just a part of the root. They are connected by the root, and the root says we all need the same thing. We need to be affirmed, we need to be nourished in order to continue to grow. So I just think that people need to remember that.